Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Harshman here with Wholesale to Freedom. For those who don't know, this channel is all about real estate, business, entrepreneurship, and my personal life related, and just sharing my experiences and successes, failures with you, and that way you can learn from me and save money and time. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the #1 app that you should be using as a virtual wholesaler, or if you're doing anything virtually that nobody knows about. The reason why that's important is because you can use this app to get your tasks and errands done at a quicker pace. Not only that, at a cheaper price than what it would take if you were to hire somebody else out in a virtual market. It's going to save you time, money, and energy for a fraction of the cost. So let's get right into it. So before we talk about what exactly the app is, let's talk about some of the struggles as virtual wholesalers that we have that would make this app very useful. The biggest struggle we have as virtual wholesalers is typically we can't go out there and show the property, either because our market's hours away or we just don't want to because we're lazy, like me. So what do you do in that situation? Normally you would have to connect, a couple different ways you could do that is you could connect with a realtor in the local area who may have cash buyers and ask them, if you can pay them for their time, or if they can show their buyers. In exchange they take some photos and they get first dibs on their buyers. You can kind of do anything you can think of to make it work so that somebody would want to do it for free if you can. A lot of times though, you're not going to have a lot of people who are going to want to do this stuff for free, and you want to have somebody who's trusted, and that way you can represent the company if you need to, right? So you don't want to send somebody off Craigslist to go take photos for you. You can, but you never know who's on there because they're not really verified. Same thing with showing properties. Typically if you don't have somebody boots on the ground, you got to trust the buyers, make sure that they're not going to go behind your back and talk to the sellers. And even if you do a really good job at filtering the buyers, they can still do that because they think that they have the upper hand. On top of that, if you partner with somebody who's wholesaling, they might be doing the same thing as well. Now, this doesn't happen as often as you would think or you might fear, but it does happen. I've had it happen to me a lot in this past year. So in that situation, what do you do? There's not really much you can do besides, try to get verified people that you trust, you've done business with, build relationships with. That's the best way, but the next best thing, if you can't do that, or if you don't have anybody you can connect with down there or trust, is to use this app. It's also beneficial to have this app because sometimes we need to get photos of the property, not only just show it, but they get photos of it, and if the tenants can't send them to us or the seller can't send them to us, then what we have to do is we have to hire somebody. We don't want to pay for like a special photographer to go out there and take pictures. There's companies that do that called like WeGoLook.com. I've had a terrible experience with them. It's not because of their service. I never even got to the service part. I sent them about 5 or 6 emails on trying to get it set up because you have to put down a deposit and then they have to set up a time, and it's just the coordination, everything at the time when I tried to do it, it just wasn't a good experience for me. I emailed the person like 5 times and never got my account set up. So you can't just set up the account, you have to email somebody and they have to set it up. So I don't know if that's their business model and it works, but it didn't work out for me, so I had to look for an alternative. And besides, they give you a full inspection report. It's like $75. You got to put like $500 down, I think, and it's $75 per time. And it just adds up very quickly, and I do that for a fraction of the cost now with this app. So not only does this app allow you to find somebody who can mediate showings and just monitor, make sure the cash buyers don't talk to the sellers, you can tell them specific instructions. You can find people to mow the grass if you need to for the seller. You can find somebody to take photos for you if you need to, and I'll talk about how to do that here in a second and why it's important to select the right category. But let's actually talk about what the app is. So for those who don't know, the app is called TaskRabbit, and just like it sounds, TaskRabbit, it's basically Uber for tasks. So if you have an errand that you want to run, maybe you want some groceries, maybe you need to get a lockbox put on the property, you don't want to go out and do it yourself, you can pay them for their time to do that, you just reimburse them for the materials and supplies. TaskRabbit has everything you need as a virtual wholesaler or even as a local wholesaler, and you don't have a big team or the time. So let me just explain some of the uses that I've used them for and how it's worked out to my benefit. So before, I was partnering with realtors who would show the properties, take pictures, and return. They would get first dibs to their buyers. But that doesn't really work out because you got to coordinate with their time frame. And then even when I'm JVing with people, I don't really want to JV with them unless I have to. I don't want to get them in contact with the seller unless I have to either. So I just really didn't want to have that connection and didn't really want to have to worry about that dynamic going on there. So what I did is I looked for somebody who could just take photos for me. And if you notice on the website, if you go and look for somebody to take photos for you, like the photography section for the errands end up being like $65 plus. But whenever you go look for somebody to run your errands, the price goes down considerably from like $25 plus. And I've actually found somebody who would run my errands, so they would show the properties for me, and they would also take pictures for me, and they would charge $15 per hour. I was paying $75 plus to people who go out there and take photos, and now I'm only paying $15 per hour. And if I want to have them go out there the same day, typically their time frame of availability is always open. So if I need them in a pinch, they're typically there. And I can always depend on them. They're verified through TaskRabbit's service. And if you don't know what TaskRabbit is any further, after me talking about it, here's like a quick explanation of what their website says in their About Us section. And you can check that out. It's free to sign up as far as I know. I didn't pay anything. And you only pay for the services that are performed. And believe it or not, the person that I found through TaskRabbit is a realtor. And so not only are they verified through TaskRabbit, but I also know they know the game of real estate. And also if I have any dead leads, I can refer them to her and she will reimburse me for them. So I found a really great connection through this app. You know, this realtor goes out, she knows the game, she knows that the buyers are not supposed to talk to sellers, just like in the realtor world, buyer realtors and seller realtors know that their clients are not supposed to talk to each other, and so they are able to facilitate that meeting with the same expectations. And it was very easy for me to explain that to her and for her to understand. And on top of that, she just takes photos on her iPad for me and they look amazing, just like, you know, you'd pay $65 for it would look the same. I don't need any fancy photos. I tell her I need wide angle photos because she has the iPhone Pro or the iPad with the wide angle lens, and she even offered to buy the lens specifically to help with the task. So all in all, I mean, this app has saved me hundreds of dollars and has helped me out with showings in a pinch. Even to help me out with professional photos. She's very professional. I know she's going to talk to the seller. She knows how the game of real estate works, and she just, man, it's just good experience overall. Nothing but good things to say about TaskRabbit. And this goes beyond real estate. You know, any business you have, you can use this app. And I don't see nobody talking about this at all. You know, I did it in Khang's interview whenever he interviewed me on my last deal there, or one of my most recent deals. If you check out his channel, I put it in the link down below. But you can see in the interview, that's the first time I've ever talked about it. And even himself, who does over 100,000 plus a month, never heard of it. And so I shared some value with him. He's going to take it, run with it. And now I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you guys to take this app and run with it. I mean, it's a great experience. As a bonus just for you guys, I'm going to have a referral link down below. Obviously it helps me, but it helps you just the same. You get $10 off your first task just for clicking the link and signing up. And I also get $10 off my next task. So you guys can go in there, set up your accounts, get your tasks taken care of, whether it's getting photos of the property or, you know, it's getting the property shown for somebody. But ideally, if you can, sign up for the app, get it, you know, look at the app, get familiar with it, and then go out there and have fun. You know, whenever you're virtually wholesaling, now you have somebody you can depend on, and just look through the people that are on the list and try to connect with each one of them. You can send them a message in there, and maybe one of them's a realtor just like mine is, and you can get a really good connection that way. Again, I can't believe there's not a lot of people talking about this, or maybe just don't know about it, but it's extremely useful for the real estate industry. It's kind of like a hidden gem, and like I said, I just wanted to give this to you guys on a silver platter so you can try it out. Again, that link is in the description if you want to set up your account, get that $10 off of your next task. And it does help me as well. I just want to be transparent with you. But even if it didn't, I still wanted to provide that link to you. If you found any value from this video, please be sure to smash that thumbs up. Also subscribe down below, click that notification bell. That way you get notified of any time I post wholesaling tips and trick videos like this, or if I go live, answer your questions on a live Q&A, or I'm doing live cold calling, things like that. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, anything like that, or even if you just want to tell me your favorite color, put that down in the comments section below and I'll personally respond to each and every one of you. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys succeed using this app, and I want to hear all about it. Thank you. Have a great day.